just wreck a way car and then turn it into a...
Alright, I'm back.
Can you come to the rear of the train and re-rail the last car?
What happened to that? Oh.
We backed into the switch.
But,
Oh, wow, that is, more off than I had expected.
Yeah, well.
Oh, it really went off. Alright, I see. Yes.
Yeah.
I will do that.
The switch is now thrown properly and the car is uncoupled, so if you could just set it down a couple car lengths back, we'll pick it up before we leave. There you go.
You guys can see it when it's hovering in air?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
I find it interesting that's a thing that you can see when it's not complete versus track.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Take her back a car length when you're ready.
Yep. Back of the engine.
Want to load. Or no, Tyler just loaded Joel.
Tyler just loaded Joel.
Gave Joel a load.
Hot dicks. Alright.
Yep.
God damn it.
What?
Half car.
What did we derail something?
No, that'll do, that'll do.
Okay.
Stop. Stop. You're gonna... Okay, that'll probably do. I was just thinking about the combinations of Tyler gave Joel a load and how, you know, Joel is now covered with Tyler's wood and, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah. It is a picture of me getting hit by a car.
Having witness with the engaging in sexual congress with the Eiffel Tower.
Enjoying a cigarette post-coitus.
Me crying.
Anyway, I think that's the beginning of episode 2 of this recording.
No.
What, engaging in sexual congress with the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah.
Great. What time is it? Oh, okay,
It's-
we're already an hour in.
Yeah. Well, we're
We're-
45 minutes in,
We're
considering
45 minutes in.
spent
We
50
started
minutes
a
trying to
little
get
late
the game.
because game servers. How do they work?
Well,
Not very well.
yeah.
No, it really doesn't. Which is, it's a bummer that a lot of this game for the next year or so is going to be bug fixing and little content implementations. Because I've been geeking out over VR stuff lately, and
Oh,
I would
boy.
love to see this game in VR.
Hey. Did I inspire you on something?
Did you?
VR porn.
I guess you did a little bit.
Oh.
No, we were just talking about it the other day. But I figured out how to make a VR suit that you can, like, walk in for less than a couple $100 plus the headset.
Alright.
So if I buy a headset, that's going to be my next big project, is building, like, a full VR, like, the rig, the setup.
Are we loaded?
And then I just need cool games to play on it. Yeah, come on back. We need to pick up the other car.
You know, remember what you were saying about when you go to move the train and your reverser is in the wrong spot?
Yep. It happens.
There's no reason I'm bringing that up right now.
Yep. Yep.
I want
The worst one is when you're firing and the engineer does that and then doesn't realize it and just keeps getting on the throttle more and more and more. And then finally the engine gets so pissed that it just breaks loose anyway. And then half your fire goes out the smokestack. Okay, you got the last car. Take us down the hill.
Alright, sweet. Let's...
You got the last break off?
Yeah, I kicked it off.
Okay, good.
Let's go, Betsy.
This thing will drag handbrakes. We are going to need to throw the switch at the Y, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Well, we've got a few bridges actually between here and there.
Well, then we'll cross those when we get to them.
We'll cross all the bridges. We'll cross to this, cross this too.
The bridge
Yeah,
over
but
the
those bridges
River
cross
McWitty.
me, they're going to catch fists.
I actually
Forgot
don't watch
about
this.
that.
You're not allowed to
remember-
forget about that.
The bridge over the Liquidy was one thing, and then there was also the bridge over the River Quack.
Yeah.
Which I
Bridge
can't
over the
remember, which was the Liquidy and which was the Quack. Was the Quack the really tall trestle?
I don't remember. I want to say that was the Liquidy,
No.
but I honestly don't know. I might have screenshots of the plaques we put on the bridges somewhere.
It's such a bummer we lost that map, as
Yeah.
much as we reminisce back to it.
Grand Farm Memorial Bridge. Memorial.
It's just,
Memorial Bridge. God, what was that? boss at the end.
It was good, is what it was.
I fucking loved that map so much. I hope when we update to the new world gen that we do the same thing we did with that, where we keep the map for a while.
Oh, I intend to.
Because that was just so much fun.
Oh,
to be able to
I seem to have
build
run out of
kinds
boiler
just
pressure.
Massive shit. You've run out of wood?
Yeah. And
Whoops.
we are stopping. Because
Are we?
because I have no fire.
Ah, well,
Good job.
let's address that.
I was busy
am
switching and
casting
forgot about the
Camper
fire
Blade.
bit.
Yeah, it's surprisingly easy to forget about firing locomotives.
Okay, again, no fuel went in, apparently. Where do I
Betsy.
stand? Where do I aim?
It's like taking a pee.
I've never had this much trouble taking a pee.
No?
Never once in my life.
I mean, I've walked away from some bathrooms looking like a Jackson Pollock painting before, so.
Jesus.
That's for comedic effect,
Uh-huh.
not real.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
That's the way.
Now, what is that song?
You know what? I don't know. I just fell off the bridge.
I did too. That's why there's this little step here.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. Can we get a suggestion? I have a suggestion for the game, which is to add ladders on the sides of bridges.
Or just ladders, full stop. Building in the mountains. Oh my god. I spend more time building scaffolding out of fills so I can climb back up to the track that I fell off of than I do building the actual railroad.
Okay, but what if we gave you a wrecker crane? And you just
I
lower
mean-
yourself down?
I mean, that would be cool, but I feel like it wouldn't be very functional, considering most of the time I'm having to do that, it's because I've just fallen off the bridge. And knowing me, I wouldn't be smart enough to position the crane with the bucket down at the bottom of the ravine beforehand.
Alright, I'm getting somewhere.
Fair. I still want horses.
Ain't we all?
I think horses would be a good addition.
I mean, I
did
think
not
wild
find any
animals
on
in
the
general
real-
would be kind of neat.
Wildlife would be neat.
Wildlife, you can, you know, kill and eat.
Oh,
Put
well.
antlers on your locomotives.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Well, or like cows that we can eventually move.
Moo.
yeah. Well, we need to do cows anyways, because livestock, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. All these things will come to us in time.
In time, yeah.
I got cows.
I think the thing I'm most excited about in the next update is the caboose.
Yeah, because you have had relations with that caboose.
I have not had relations with that caboose. Wrong caboose.
Oh, damn, I really thought it was that caboose.
No, wrong caboose.
You guys sent a picture of the two of you with the alleged caboose. Or
With
a
the
picture of the caboose was sent. I mean, not with the two of you. I think
Oh,
Tyler.
oh,
what,
1009.
yeah. Oh, I wasn't gonna
No.
name it. I didn't want to shame it.
Well, I've not, I've spent the night in that caboose before for the audience that's wanting context. We used to do night watch for a lot of our events when the shop wasn't big enough to fit 91 inside. So by have relations with that caboose, I've spent the night in that caboose a couple times.
Right. That's what that means.
It is.
Has anyone thrown the switch, by the way?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
where I ran off to.
Oh, well.
What happened?
Alright, I'm taking this one.
I fell, and rather than just falling next to the car, I fell off the train and then fell off of the bridge.
Oh, Jesus.
So I'm heading them off at the pass.
Okay. You just run there. Because apparently anything anybody running is faster than me doing anything at all in this game. As if last episode's anything to go by, or 2 episodes ago, I guess, at this rate.
Derailing.
What?
Huh? There's the hand car.
And car.
Listen, I found something I'm very good at, and it is orthogonal to driving.
It's a resultant of driving.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's exactly what the company needs.
Well, you know what the company...
Hi, Betsy.
Hi. You know what the company does need? A mascot, and he's currently... okay, I've been pushed off the train.
Oh God.
I've been robbed.
Sorry. Ah!
Alright.
The brake.
Nobody robs trains anymore.
Alright, I'm here. I
Okay.
was wedged in a car for a minute, and now I'm okay.
I'll give you. Here's your locomotive back.
Thank you.
I didn't realize we actually collided.
Yeah.
Hello.
This isn't a robbery, it's a science experiment.
Yeah.
Throw the engineer from a moving train.
Yeah. Underneath the cars behind him and see if he survives.
Underneath the cars.
Very.
They're gonna throw her onto the tracks. It's standard procedure.
They might slow down, but they'll never stop.
God. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Do you guys get to throw anybody off the train?
I wish. Can I throw myself off the train?
Jesus. Into the loving embrace of 1009?
I mean, I was gonna say the loving embrace of Alyssa, but I mean that would work either. That would work too.
Well, I mean, you know,
A
you
good
probably...
night's sleep is hard to come by.
Yeah. You probably don't want to bring the 2 of them near each other. She might get jealous of your ex.
Alright, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. Slow down!
Oh, right, so you can do what the
Reloading.
cool kids do? That's right. I
Yeah.
forgot. I was trying to pull
This is
in.
more efficient!
Yeah, shame on me for trying to pull the train into a stop.
Well, you will stop, just not so suddenly.
Yeah, with me at the helm, I don't know. We might stop very suddenly, and I'll
We
be
might
unaware.
stop very suddenly, and also sideways.
Yeah.
Why is this car not unloading? This car just does not want to unload.
Let
Oh
me
no,
try.
am I going to have to stop?
You might have
No.
to.
Oh, there it
No.
Oh,
Keep
oh, I
going.
got it.
Keep
Gun unloading.
going.
The car just would not unload for me.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
Alright, keep going. Keep going.
I hate to say it, but I'm running out of track up here.
Keep going, damn it! You're fine. We're unloaded,
All
stop.
unload.
Okay, good, because I have run out of track.
Well, you know.
Whoever
Yes.
measured this out was either very good or very lucky.
Hello.
Better
Yeah.
lucky than good.
Yeah, I had about a half a car
fact-
length before, you know, I did my
fact.
thing.
I am Mega Brain. Do not question my elevated conscience of
Okay,
how to build a yard.
Hey, Mega Brain,
Yes.
can you Mega Brain me an interlocking tower?
Mega ring ring.
No, but I can get Wiebold as X. But
What?
I don't know. You've just been implicated in the interlocking tower shenanigans. That's all I got out of that.
I've been implicated in the interlocking tower shenanigans?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Because your name was spoken aloud.
Uh-oh.
Your ancient names.
How dare my name be spoken aloud?
Alright.
Should be like Voldemort. You say my name aloud, things explode. There, I built this a buffer.
If you say my name aloud, things explode, but only if it's followed by is driving.
Bander.
Yeah.
That's a fender bender. Yeah, we need a fender bender defender in this game.
Yeah, I guess.
Listen, if we can't get a goddamn signal, we can't get that.
Yeah, well.
Also,
Can I
next
code in
time
Python?
we
This class is teaching me that no, I cannot code in Python. But I can code in E2.
What were you
what's
saying,
E2
Tyler?
in anyways?
E2 is... Go ahead.
Next load that we bring down, we should probably put a couple into that fuel depot.
Yeah. Do we want to just cut them off and let them coast in? Somebody ride them? Just
We
kidding.
could do that.
I mean, we could do that. We probably should not do that, but
Well, I mean, it doesn't give us it doesn't really give us much of an advantage, considering the locomotive then has to still come down the hill and grab them again to take them back up.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
If we needed the locomotive elsewhere, sure, but...
I can see you guys running around on the train up there. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Boing, boing,
Hold on,
boing,
someone take over
boing.
from me.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Oh, he's just AFK. I thought he just threw himself from the train. I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. Nice. Let's whistle accompaniment. That's extra.
Yes.
Flat car, or the hand car, not the flat car.
Lafayette was dreaming and it was really cute. Anyway.
Oh.
Oh, I wanted to talk about my car backfiring some more. We got totally sidetracked from that story.
Yeah.
That story.
What sidetracked us on that? Did you need to go AFK, or was that when the derailment happened?
No, neither. We started talking about mountains.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
By the way,
yeah.
the second going AFK is because I received a text which was the same question that I answered when I was AFK the first time.
The same deviled egg.
Because the text did not come through until after I checked on her. Poor Gloria is in a boot right now, which is better than crutches, which is where she was. But
What is the size of the boot?
large.
Too big?
Yeah,
Huge.
yeah, actually. Although it
Boot
may
too
be
big for she goddamn feet.
weenie.
That would be preferable.
Yeah. No, but
No, I want pasta.
you want pasta?
Yeah, man.
Oh, she want engine
Creamy
back?
Tuscan
Or...
trim.
No, you can finish bringing it in.
All right.
Anyway, backfiring.
Yeah, well, so drove up this 3,800 foot mountain, which, you know,
Right.
quite significant for a fellow from Rhode Island whose highest point is about 900 feet, and car is 30 years old.
Right.
And coming down, because the car is 30 years old and has some leaky seals, you know, you use the engine brake the whole way, pretty much, because you don't want to set your brakes on fire and etc.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure what happened is, because of aforementioned...
cars.
Oh, speaking of 30-year-old car, Tony's calling me.
One car. Half car.
Hello.
That'll do. Stop.
All right,
Stop.
Tony, how are you?
You might need to come back a half car.
Alrighty.
Okay.
He's Mr. Popular
All right,
today.
I'm sorry for keeping you there this late, man. You didn't have to finish it if you didn't.
That'll do. Stop. Friendly beacon
All right,
forth.
I think I'll be by tomorrow evening, so just put the keys in it, put the receipt in it, and put it somewhere I can
I wonder if he meant to mute his mic.
Probably in the evening, early time.
Yeah.
Well, it's fine. This is in the recording now. This is part of it. This is the authentic experience.
Welcome to how we play the game.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Alright.
Well, that's interesting.
I mean, probably did that. I just don't go right over.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well,
Alright, when you're ready, come back.
alright.
Car length.
Thank God.
Ready?
Half car.
Yes, conversations with
That'll
Volvo
do.
God are part of the episode.
Oh, you were listening.
Yeah, no, I still have my headset on. I just,
You hear my
The
Jurassic
skeletons
Park?
are
honestly,
part of it.
The issue is I don't have a way to mute my mic in Audacity easily.
Ah.
So I might as well just make you all suffer as well. I don't know if I'm gonna cut that out. I might not. It depends on if I remember to cut it out.
Well, that's
don't-
important.
Don't cut
You
out
at least
the
get to see your broken car. I haven't seen my broken car in months.
I was gonna.
Yeah, I didn't get to
I
see
was
the
gonna
broken
ask how
car.
your broken car was doing.
My broken car is theoretically not broken anymore. It should be. Why are we moving? Tyler, stop!
Oh crap! Hold on.
That's Ellis.
Hold
and
on. I didn't.
Ellis, what did you do?
I didn't realize it was not tied down.
Ellis?
We didn't tie it because we need the engine on it.
Yes, I know. I'm moving the engine around to the other side so that we can get the foot into the foot at the other place. So we can get
What?
so that we can get the last two cars into the firewood depot at the other, or at the sawmill. Because otherwise,
Okay.
the engine's just going to be stuck into the end of a track, and we don't have a runaround down there.
Okay.
I should have
could've
said
just
something before I
extended
decided to
this
do that. My apologies.
You're fine. I was just confused as to why the train was moving. What was I saying?
It's possessed.
The car.
Yeah, your Model T.
You're not so broken.
I haven't seen my T in, God, close to 3 months now. It's been since before school started.
Ooh. Man, I
So,
really have a knack
that's-
for throwing the wrong switch.
I swear, if it's
That's-
on the
that's
ground
the thing
again,
that you
It's
wouldn't
not on the
believe
ground
how-
again.
You wouldn't believe how often that one happens in real life, especially when you have switch stands that are right next to each other.
Hey, you know what would make that more less likely to happen?
So that
don't say it.
he's gonna say interlocking, isn't he?
Just say it.
He's chuckling about it.
I wouldn't. I don't see why you think I would bring that up,
Uh huh. Cringe.
but they wouldn't.
So about those way cars.
Get him!
Ah! Remember when I said zombies would be a good ad? Alright. Is that necessary?
No, but it is amusing.
Can you throw the switch so I don't derail this again?
Yes. Also, why aren't we just taking firewood here?
I mean, we can do that. I was just instructed to deliver some cars to the other one.
Ah,
This is in fact true.
see. So, I do have a secret about the firewood depots that I'm not sure that I want to bring up because it's kind of cheaty.
If you just park it right in front of a thing and load wood into it, you just get a bunch of money.
No.
No, I think that's been corrected.
Oh,
I don't
has it?
think
Okay,
we
because
do
I
that.
remember that being a big thing for a minute.
No, the firewood depots will give you infinite wood without needing wood input.
Go on. You can really chuck those things.
We are
Can.
playing this legit.
Yeah, so, well, out of curiosity, how the hell does that work?
There's an
dark
invisible
matter, maybe.
hitbox you need to find.
An invisible
And if you find the
hitbox.
invisible, yeah, if you find the invisible hitbox, it just gives you firewood. You don't have to supply it anything.
Like
Is,
the invisible
is that
man.
is that on purpose?
No,
Stop. Okay.
Nice.
no,
Alright.
but it's a glitch. It's a glitch I exploit because it's not the most realistic thing in the world, but neither is running a railroad on your own. It's one of those like labor saving. It keeps you from having to move a car the few car lengths there, unload it, and then move it back and reload it.
You know something that just occurred to me. Talking
What's
about
that?
time-saving things and
About one
And-
car.
oh.
Half car.
Half.
That'll do.
time-saving things and sort of quality of life changes that we were talking about earlier.
Right.
It'd kind of be interesting if you could get these quality of life changes, but only if you had it set to one player. Or like the
Yeah.
quality of life
Yeah.
changes that you got were related to the number of players you had set on the server.
Well, or if you did, eventually you have sort of difficulty modes associated with saves.
Yeah.
Easy, medium, hard, stuff like that. It'll affect prices of things in the future. If we get advanced industry generation and locating, then it can affect the spawning of industries and resources, etc., etc.
Yeah. I think in lieu of, or as well as, the difficulty system, just tying it to the number of players you can have in a game. So, like, you have all these little helper things that help you out, but only if you're in single player.
Yeah, only if you need them.
Yeah, just to make it less tedious.
Yeah, I love this game, but I will say a lot of it is very grindy and a lot of it is very tedious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be a small thing to have a lot of quality of life improvements like the infinite firewood. That is it the most realistic? No, but it makes it a lot more playable as a single player game. Especially if you've got a larger system where it's like, if you've got 5 or 6 firewood depots, that's a whole endeavor to go out there and just resupply firewood.
Yeah.
And realistically, that's all you're ever going to do, really, if you've got a railroad large enough.
Yeah, and an increasingly large share of your time becomes resupplying the firewood depots.
Right. And it doesn't move you any closer to the goals, quote unquote. Sure, it allows you to run trains, but you're not making any money from it. You're not building anything. You're not doing the more enjoyable stuff. You're just kind of grinding.
Yeah, there are certain aspects of this game that can turn out to be very, very grindy.
Yeah.
I think... See, this is maybe a philosophical game design difficulty thing. I don't necessarily like difficulty sliders when all they are is... Why are we moving?
Because I kicked the brake off because we needed to go like another 10 foot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was loading 2 cars at once.
Yeah, it kind of glitches and it was just wasting logs and wasting time.
Oh, okay. The difficulty slider, when the difficulty is just like, oh, things cost more, I don't like that. That doesn't say more difficulty to me. That just says more time.
That's fair. That is really valid.
Maybe if difficulty...
I guess it depends on the game. For something like Railroad Tycoon, cost can be a big part of it.
Yeah.
But for this, money isn't quite as finite. Money is just a product of the time you have. It's not a function of like how good your system is necessarily.
Right, yeah. Because in something like Railroad Tycoon, time is also a finite resource, you know?
Right.
When something is a function of time... What do you say, Tyler?
Take her back a car.
Okay. When something is a function of time, then, if your time is limited, then that matters. But if your time is not limited, then it's just a function of...
Right. Then it's just more grinding.
Yeah.
A little more. Another, 10 foot.
Okay.
That'll do. Perfect.
I'm trying to learn how to, sort of measure my distance traveled.
Yeah, you can count ties. You can also, it's easier in third person. If you jump into a third person view, you can actually watch where the car in front of you is and then how long it takes to move a half car from that position.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't use third person at all.
It really helps when you're switching, and that's why I like switching with the UI rather than using the controls, is because it lets you be in third person.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tricky question it's a tricky thing to address without a solution like VR, but I think my biggest complaint about running the locomotives with the actual controls is you can't be watching the track ahead while you're moving the controls.
Yeah.
Because when you're actually running a locomotive, you never look in the cab. Even if you're talking with the fireman or whatever, your eyes are out in front. Yeah. You just memorize where the controls are and reach for them. You're not looking at them.
Yeah.
And also,
basically, I blame game design for my second derailment, not me.
Yes, absolutely.
But also, when you have something like VR, instead of us doing, you know, R and T to lean, it's literally it's just like, oh yeah, your body's leaning. Okay, you're leaning.
Right. And the big one is the disconnect between where you're looking and where you're reaching.
Yeah.
And I don't know of a good way to do that in a non-VR setting. You're loaded, by the way. Take her ahead.
I think there is a pretty simple answer to that, though.
What is that?
Hotkeys. You know?
I mean, yeah. That's how you do it.
You know, and we're supposed to be starting to get hotkeys for some of the controls. Maybe by the time this episode comes out, we'll have them.
We do already.
Okay.
Do we?
For I think a regulator at least.
Oh, I've
Regulator,
not
maybe
read the latest patch notes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think it was a patch or two before.
Yeah, it was a patch or two ago, although I don't know what the buttons are. Although they probably... They may not... Yeah.
They may not work.
They may not be automatically mapped. They also might only work when you're in, like, control mode.
Yeah, they would only work in the UI mode.
In the UI mode.
Yeah, see, having them not in the UI mode could be very useful. But
the
then,
problem with that, though, is we have to have a way that you can specify what you're controlling.
Right.
Right,
and
but
the UI mode, that solves the problem, because it's like, oh yeah, you are sitting in the seat. You are the only one controlling this thing.
right, but if you have the button available to switch to UI mode, then there's your answer, you know?
Yeah.
If you can hit the button to switch to UI mode, you can also use the hotkeys at the same time. That would be my solution anyway. But I'm not a game developer, so what do I know?
There are a lot of little quality of life things, and ultimately it is playable. It's
Clearly.
enjoyable. The track system everybody complains about, but it's worlds better than ARR was.
It's also worlds better than a lot of other things. At least in my opinion, I know a lot of people talk about how it's annoying to do the grade first and then put the rails on, but it gives you a lot more flexibility.
I like that. The spline interpolation and the end characteristics of the spline interpolation, like the actual maths to it, it's not as polished as something like trains or railworks. It's very difficult to do smooth curves and smooth grade transitions and putting switches, implementing switches and crossing smoothly. That's really kind of tough and clunky.
Yeah.
But like you say, that's something that needs to be fixed. That's not necessarily a stylistic choice. That's just the math needs to be coded in a little bit better.
Yeah. Hey, this is one that I'm sure is an obvious FAQ, but I haven't seen talked about or brought up very much, which is we don't have cuts. We only have
that
fill.
one is a limitation of the game engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the fun thing of welcome to Unreal Engine 4. This game engine is, in other words, a bitch.
Understood.
What it does is to optimize everything. The map that you are seeing around you, besides the trees, we had to specify the trees don't do this, is basically baked at the start of any operations.
Right.
Take it easy.
When you're going to run,
Break. Come on.
when you get into runtime, the map is basically set as one and it cannot be modified. Now there are ways around that. We have voxel terrain.
Is that easy enough for you?
You might go a little slower.
Okay.
But that's doing
Let me-
okay.
let
Why
me get
is
the
this
car.
one not unloading?
It just doesn't like you.
It's always
Same
gonna be
one as last time too.
Is it?
I think so.
Does that car have a name? Can we shame it?
It's not one of the named ones, unfortunately.
Oh, we just unloaded
How
the
much?
last
How much
two.
money you got, Ellis?
Let's find out. It's 17, 18.
Okay, stop. the logo,
Someone's standing in
please.
my brake. Alright.
I was stopping the train.
Okay. That's, very helpful. I know you can't trust to not hit things, but...
All right. Well,
So we've got a little bit of a choice now, because the way the game plays from here is that eventually we buy stake flats and start moving finished wood products from the sawmill to the freight depot.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't really generate money that much faster than just running logs, but it's a little change of scenery and it's something else we can do.
It's also shorter.
Eventually,
Well,
yeah.
No, it's not.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
really know that.
Not really.
I don't know that
Not
it
the
is.
same.
Yeah, it's a little variety, but it's still sort of the same flavor of grinding. You're either moving logs from the camp to the sawmill, or you're moving wood from the sawmill to the freight house. Kind of take your pick. Eventually, we're going to need to build over towards the smelter / the iron / coal mine. Which one do we actually get first, Tyler?
You want to go to the iron mine first.
You want to go to iron mine first, okay?
Really?
So
Typically, I like to build to both the smelter and the iron mine at the same time.
yeah,
So what they'll do is the smelter in Fury, you can bring stuff from the logging camp to the smelter. You can bring half the things from the sawmill to the coal mine, and then you can bring everything from the sawmill to the iron mine.
right. So realistically, the next line we should do then is probably over to the iron mine, which is a bitch.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That's a hell of a piece of railroad to build. Even more, the smelter has been a pain and a half, and the smelter looks considerably easier just on the map than the iron mine. The iron mine is going to require some goofiness.
Cracks and knuckles.
But the point I'm trying to get at here is we can keep going with the recording. We've still got another like 20 minutes before we're supposedly done with this episode, depending on how long you want to make it.
Yep.
But from here on, the game gets fairly grindy until we build that next track. Like right now, we're just hauling logs until we get enough money to buy new flat cars, which we probably do now. But even then, with the new flat cars, all we do is we just grind more on one of two routes until we can buy a bigger engine and then ore cars.
Right. Well,
so the gameplay isn't super interesting from here until we start building that next track.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna look at the list of things for sale really quick. Well, we don't have enough for another porter, so we can't run 2 trains at once. So I only have $1,700, which is less than I expected to have.
You might have spent a lot. Oh, the flats are what,
oh,
60
right,
a
sorry.
piece when they're fully loaded?
I dumped, oh yeah, you guys are both in my company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are now.
Yeah. Oh, you are now?
I was at we had that whole thing in the last episode.
Yeah, okay. I just wasn't sure if it was set up since then. Oh, we forgot to deliver wood over to the depot.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but you know what? It works.
Each train is conceivably $480 while we're hauling logs.
I think I found the invisible hitbox. That was not hard.
Did you?
Yeah.
If you found it, yeah, it's just kind of there.
Alright,
I got a Snapchat from Miss Bond.
Excuse me?
That's not someone I hear out of, like, ever.
Well, what do we want to do? Who has what money? I have $1,700. What do you guys have?
I've got 728.
728.
1874.
Okay.
Tyler's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Hello.
Tyler has more
Ellis,
money than
I think,
do.
should be the one saving for a new locomotive, because he's the one that the money is going to be most consistent with, and also he's the one that has the save.
Going to buy a bunch of staked flats?
I mean,
that's kind of what I was looking at. Is I can afford 2 of them. Actually, can I afford? No, I can just afford 2 of them. But if we got a train of like 8 stake flats, we could start doing that job. But then, like I say, we just go back to grinding on either hauling logs or hauling finished lumber until we either get bored enough to build the new track or buy a second choo-choo.
Well, I think... So let's see, how much finished lumber do we have? It's full.
Probably not
it's
a
100.
lot. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's full.
Really?
If the
We have full lumber and full beams.
Lumber is what you want to haul simply because they both return the same amount, but you can fit 6 units of lumber on a flat versus 3 units of beams.
Okay, but since the beams are full, it means we're not going to get any more lumber, right?
Yeah. We're gonna need to
Conceivably,
pull
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So right now, hauling logs, all it's doing is the money that goes into the sawmill. We're not seeing any continued return as a secondary product.
Okay, so you know what? Let's leave the flats here, go over to the depot, put together a train of steak flats, right? And
All right.
run some trains with them and make some money out of that. Because
Cool.